Okay, hey friends and family. Sitting in my kitchen. Um, I don't usually sit out here to make videos because the dog is usually right back there. But she's outside right now. You still may hear her barking outside, but she's outside, at least not inside behind me making noise. It's not unusual for me to usually make my videos while sitting on my bed in my room because I don't have a desk or to sit at or anything like that. Um, we still, even though we've been in the house for 19, 20, 21, 22, 4 years now, we kind of still lack some appropriate furniture for certain things. Um, but we have most of the basics. Um, so in that regards, we're doing okay. Um, uh, Cherokee, you know, has a lot of doctor's appointments and meds that she's on, but she is technically doing very well. Um, Me, I am. Um, I have hypothyroidism, and that means that my thyroid is not functioning properly or up to par, um, which I guess I think that's judging from how sick I've been for a while now. For I would say that I've actually probably been suffering that for years. Uh, so we'll we'll see how I do on my new med that I take every morning first thing when I get up. It needs to be taken before I eat, at least a half hour before I eat anything. So other than that, I'm still, I guess, I don't know if you've recovered from that, but your thyroid doesn't work right. It doesn't work right, I guess, So, I guess I'm looking at being on thyroid medicine for the rest of my natural life. So, the only thing I can say is that I'm not feeling, since I started the med, a couple days in, I noticed I wasn't feeling quite as exhausted as I usually feel. So, um, trying to do, a little bit here. The house has gotten out of control with disorganization and whatnot because I've been too sick to keep up with it. But despite feeling a little better, I'm still having some other problems. My left hip is having issues of some kind. The doctor sent me for an x-ray, but I haven't heard anything back. I had asked for, a note. I'm not trying to get out of doing my job. I need some accommodation because I'm in pain. So I was asking for a note to be able to have a stool or a chair to use. Stool, low stool would probably be the best thing, but something to sit on, like between customers when things aren't busy, because of my hip pain. And basically, he brushed me off. He refused to write me. He's just gonna make me suffer until he sees these X-rays and determines, oh, you are really suffering. And I know if I was a white woman, that wouldn't happen. It's just one of the hazards of being brown is if you have any kind of complaint. It's not unusual for medical personnel to blow you off until you're practically dying. Um, you know, and it's this is very hard for me because I'm a hard worker. I'm not a, I'm not somebody who's afraid to get their hands dirty and work hard. I mean, it's that's not me. And Cherokee, she thinks I'm a workaholic. And maybe she says you are, but maybe a tiny bit I am. So it's really hard when you're somebody who likes to keep busy and you like to work and you can't do things like you want to do them because your body's not letting you. And that wreaks havoc on your psyche, your self-esteem. Definitely, before I started the med for the hypothyroidism, I was very depressed. Depressed to the point that I was definitely having some suicidal thoughts, and the only thing keeping me going was I know Cherokee needs me. But definitely not feeling that anymore. Not. I wouldn't say I'm pulled completely out of the depression, but definitely not, so depressed that I want to die. The pain, though, can make you want to die when you're suffering, and you want it to stop. That can be hard to deal with. Whatever's going on with my left leg began with the head injury. He hasn't done anything to even look at that yet. So I've got a numb area on the outer part of my left leg above my knee. And it started out, it was just like a little twinge, and then it started to go numb after a couple hours at work, and if I when I sat down on my break, it would kind of go away, and then by the time it was time for my next break, it would be numb again, and it was a small area, and now it's like an area that's about that big, and so that's not getting better. It's not a numb it's not numb like something fell asleep. It's a numb like something's wrong and it can't feel like it's supposed to feel. I don't know how to explain it, but and on top of everything, I'm stranded at home right now, unable to work because my car is back in the shop. This time with some sort of transmission problem. I had to transfer it from my typical shop that I usually use in Bullhead, Arizona. The Brake Masters is where I usually get most of my work done. On my car, they've been very good. They have very, very good service, but they didn't feel like whatever's going on transmission-wise that they would be able to provide me the best service. So they gave me a recommendation for a transmission shop that won't necessarily have to do all new parts, but has the capability, if necessary, to rebuild my transmission instead of just doing a whole new one, which can be quite expensive. Um, they got my vehicle from um, Brake Masters this morning. I know that much. I was expecting somebody to call me back before the end of the business day and give me a heads up on what all they found from what I described from what happened um, on Friday after I left work. Um, he said it sounds like something is clogging my or clogging my transmission filter. Um, like debris of some kind. I don't know if that means my transmission is like way overdue for a major flush and a fresh filter. I don't know. I'm waiting for somebody to come and tell me what is this and how much is it gonna cost. I mean, because at this point I have missed Saturday, Sunday. Today's Monday. I've missed 3 days of work. That's no pay. Um, and Gosh, it's gonna be, you know. And I know there are people out there going, why doesn't she just buy a new car? Why doesn't she just go buy a better used car? Because I can't afford it. I'm priced out. There's nothing out there I can afford. I mean, and I've been priced out for a while. I've tried to get another car a few times, and when that Golf caught on fire while I was driving it. The engine caught on fire. That was not fun. And so it's just and it shouldn't be this hard because I'm a full-time employee. I mean, of course, from how many years I was stuck part-time before I finally was able to move into a full-time position. I'm just drowning in debt from that, and trying to survive all that time. And it's a miracle I pulled off getting us into this house while I still wasn't full-time. So I'm just trying not to freak out. I mean, there's no point in freaking out until I know exactly what's wrong, what needs to be done, and how much it's gonna cost. Which I mean, every time I've turned around, this car is sucking me. The car is almost 20 years old. It's a 2003. It's about to turn. I guess it's technically 23 years old. You bet, 20 years old already. So because it's about to be 2023 anyway, so we might as well call it a 20-year-old car. And they deliberately don't build them to last this long. They engineer them to go bad, and I mean, and whatnot. So to force you to buy a vehicle more frequently. And it doesn't work. People can't buy a vehicle more frequently if they can't afford them. Hello. So all I can do is try to keep what I got running, because there isn't anything out there I can afford. Not even a decent used one is affordable for me anymore. So yeah, just dealing with the medical stuff, and car stuff, and trapped at the house, needing a trip to the grocery store and not getting there. because there's no place you can walk to and grab a few groceries here. So, and I can't go just throw cash at overpriced groceries at a gas station, even though there's not one close enough for me to walk to anyway. So, but yeah, I'm hanging in there, friends and family, and we love you. We miss you. We hope you're having a nice holiday season. For us, it's holiday season is just more days of struggle and trying to survive. It's not, there's no joy for us. Let's just put it that way. There's no joy for us. Okay. So, I guess I'm just going to say peace in your hearts and in your lives.